I have permission to do this! Did I say it fast enough? Am I good? Are people gonna keep needlessly leaving mean comments? The answer is yes. Hey guys, I'm Grestar, and how about we watch a death battle, Mewtwo vs Shadow? Of course, make sure to click here to go to the official release first, like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff, then come back here and we'll watch it together. Hey baby girl. Okay, so as you guys might have noticed, this is not my room. I am at my brother's house currently. This is his bedroom, and special guest that you might hear now and then pop up is the cat named Callie. She's adorable, but she's very noisy. I have to keep the door open because otherwise, well, you know, I'm house sitting. So that's the scoop for you guys. That's why things look different and sound different, etc. And this is actually why I'm uploading and reacting to the death battle a week after its premiere, because due to SGC debuting it, it was uploaded to YouTube a little late for me, and I had to like give my computer to my brother, and now I'm here. I have it back again, so let's record this. That's my plan. So then, Mewtwo vs Shadow. I actually hadn't been expecting this one. And I only say these things because these are the ones that I've heard, but I always heard Mewtwo vs Frieza, Mewtwo vs Silver the Hedgehog, things like that, you know, like, I know there were more than those. I can only think of the two right now. But, no, it's versus Shadow. And at first, I'll admit, I was a little bit disappointed to hear that, just because Shadow has already been used. And even though I like him, you know, like from the Sonic franchise, I guess I just wanted to see someone else. And, I guess it also didn't occur to me just how much they actually did have in common. And in case you guys are curious, Ben Singer, Wiz from Boomstick, from Death Battle, actually posted on his Twitter, like, this chart that he made about how everyone is similar or not to Mewtwo. And Shadow actually, from that picture at least that he shared, had a lot more similarities to Mewtwo than Frieza did, than Silver did, and the third or fourth person. I think there were 3 people aside from Shadow, but I can't remember who the third one was. But I found it interesting. I'll try to link it in the description if I can find it again. If not, just go scour his Twitter. You'll probably be able to find it better than I could. But yeah, so Mewtwo vs Shadow, after getting over that bit of initial disappointment and not quite, I mean, it wasn't disappointment so much, but you know what I mean? I just wasn't super hyped for it. I am excited for this death battle now. I don't believe in what a lot of people say where it's like, oh, well, Shadow had this result in the last one, like the last time he was here, so now he's gonna have this result. Or, you know, because as you know, I don't think the death battle's biased. I don't. That's just my belief, and I believe that people who rely on that for their arguments are biased in and of themselves. You know, like, if you honestly think, if that's the best argument that you can come up with as to why one character would win over the other or lose to the other, that's not good. You're doing a poor job arguing. But aside from all that, I do have thoughts as to who's going to win already, and I know who I want to win, but I don't. They could be the same person, could be different, who knows? But I don't want to say anything like that yet, because I feel like sometimes I end up tripping myself up when I announce who I think will win too early on, because then I think that I kind of like subconsciously bias myself to try to argue in their favor, when really I should try to look objectively at both characters. So right now we're gonna start watching this video. We're gonna watch the analyses portions, and then we're gonna predict. So yeah, let's get to watching. And play. Here we go, guys. This is it. Death battle, Mewtwo vs Shadow, and go.
With Death Battle, our combatants are always extraordinary in one way or
Rainbow
another,
Dash.
whether they're a superhero or a plumber.
But these two are literally built to show up the rest of their kind.
This is true.
Mewtwo, the genetically engineered Pokémon.
And Shadow the Hedgehog, the ultimate life form.
Ah, they did call him that. That's cool.
Boomstick.
I was gonna call him that if
It's
they
our job
didn't.
to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Yeah, they're better.
Years ago, a brilliant scientist named Dr. Fuji was working to create a brand new life form which would change the world.
Oh.
That's great and all, but he had something else in mind.
Fuji hoped his experiments would help him discover a way to resurrect the person he cherished most, his deceased daughter, Amber.
With unlimited resources
remember
funded
that.
by
That is
mob money,
quite
he
similar.
figured out how to clone his daughter's ball of consciousness. Because science!
But
Science,
before
yeah.
he could finish, he had to create the most powerful Pokémon, a clone of the legendary Mew.
And he named him Mewtwo.
Yeah, Fuji wasn't very creative when it comes to naming, but when you can create a new life form with nothing but a fossilized eyelash, you know you're a master of genetic engineering.
I mean, and to be fair, a lot of subjects are named like that, right?
In myself.
Told you 1,000 times, Wiz. You're not gonna alter my DNA.
What are you talking about? I would never do that.
Always watching, Wiz. Always.
I think he would.
Growing up in a test tube, Mewtwo's only companions were Fuji's other test subjects, including Amber herself, through some sort of psychic link.
Amber taught Mewtwo about the sun, the moon, tears, and, life stuff. Oh, and also death when she died for good right in front of him.
Worrying this
I know
may
that
be
I've
too
seen
mentally
that
traumatic
clip.
for the still infant
So I remember the little Mewtwo,
Dr. Fuji's team erased
but I don't
all
remember
memory
Amber.
of her. Unfortunately, this left Mewtwo with a feeling of loss and confusion, and no memories to explain why.
With nothing else to do, Mewtwo decided to take out all his aggression on all of humanity. Then he turned some stupid kid into stone, a bunch of Pokemon cried, and Mewtwo figured out humans aren't so bad after all.
Mewtwo is one of the
Right.
most powerful Psychic-type Pokemon, defeating its foes with the power of its mind.
Alright, wait a minute. You keep calling him it. Is Mewtwo a guy or a girl?
Well, neither. Technically, it's genderless.
Oh, how does it bang?
It doesn't.
Boom.
Well, one thing's for sure, it's got balls. Of ghost energy that blow holes in stadiums.
There we go.
And an onslaught of undodgeable stars, multiple types of defensive shields, and a healing ability for when those shields don't quite cut it.
Alongside its other abilities, Mewtwo's favorite move is Psychic, a powerful form of telekinesis. With it, Mewtwo can effortlessly send enemies as heavy as a 500-pound Onix flying through the air.
Yep.
He can even make himself fly like a Zubat out of hell.
Also, it can augment its melee combat with psychic energy or occasionally a massive spoon.
Giant
Would
spoon,
you
sure.
say he
Why not?
sometimes spoons his enemies?
No, nothing about Mewtwo is cuddly, especially when it uses Hyper Beam or Psy Strike.
Wiz is not
Attacks
gonna have
so
that at all,
strong
you
they
know.
can incapacitate the toughest of Pokemon in a single hit.
And when trouble comes a-knocking, Mewtwo answers the door with a badass Mega Evolution.
Mewtwo is one of the few Pokemon capable of Mega Evolving
Will.
without the assistance of a trainer.
Yeah.
As Mega Mewtwo Y, it gains enormous boosts in strength, defense, and speed.
Making Mewtwo powerful enough to fly into space while carrying a robot bug monster.
Fast enough to breach escape
Genesect,
velocity
never saw that
over
movie.
25,000 miles per hour, over 32 times the speed of sound.
So, really, really fast.
Mewtwo is so skilled in its psychic prowess, it can wipe specific memories from dozens of people at once.
On top of all that, it can survive a massive amount of abuse. Like the time it got double impaled by an alien Pokemon's tentacles.
Oh,
Shouldn't they censor that?
double
It
impaled.
effortlessly defeated most of the Pokemon Champions team, including a legendary Articuno. It
Slice
also
the building in half with a
teleported
spoon.
an entire crater lake from the top of Mount Cana. This lake is comparable to a similar body of water in the real world, Lake Kilauea, which
Oh.
holds over 385 million tons of water.
Okay.
Wow, that's almost enough power to lift my ex-wife on buffet day.
Being a psychic Pokemon, Mewtwo is naturally weak to bug, ghost, and dark type damage. Strange Dr. Fuji didn't pull that code out of his DNA, but whatever.
Hey, you gotta have some sort of failsafe when you're making the world's most powerful Pokemon.
That's fair, you
yes,
know.
the ultimate failsafe against the most powerful psychic Pokemon. Bugs!
Ah!
Oh, God, it's a Caterpie! Get it away, it's spooky!
No, that's cute.
I was not born a Pokemon, I was created. And my creators have used and betrayed me. So, I stand alone.
Is that what he sounds like? I don't remember him sounding like that. Then again, I don't remember what he sounds like, so I can't really say. Time for Shadow now. I have questions.
Years ago, a brilliant scientist named Professor Gerald Robotnik, the grandfather of Sonic's forever balding nemesis, worked to create a new life form which would change the world.
That's right.
It was called Project Shadow, a covert government operation to discover the secret to immortality. Besides, like diet and exercise, because fuck that.
In Professor Gerald's case, specifically for his granddaughter Maria, who was dying as a result of neuroimmune deficiency syndrome.
Now that I think about it, Project Shadow is a pretty scary name for a program that's all about curing diseases and saving humanity.
Yes, it is.
Maybe it has something to do with the program's secret pact with a hive mind alien race called the Black Arms.
Oh,
Perhaps.
Okay. So
I
what
don't
do you
remember
get when
this
you take
part.
immortality, the cure of all diseases, aliens, and put them all together to make the ultimate life form? you get a hedgehog.
Shadow the Hedgehog was the first step toward a perfect future.
What about the lizard?
And
I don't
during his
remember when he
time in
comes
Gerald's space laboratory, Shadow and Maria grew very close.
Until they were separated by a bullet.
Ah.
Turns out the governments of the world weren't
Officially
too fond
likes
of all
nothing.
the evil alien business, so they stormed the place, captured Shadow, and killed Maria right in front of him. 50 years later, Shadow escaped and decided to take his revenge by just killing everyone. Until he remembered Maria's last words were pretty much, "Don't be a dick," so he changed his mind.
Now, on the side of good, Shadow dedicated himself to protecting the world from the forces of evil.
Turns out fighting the bad guys isn't too hard when you've got super strength, super speed, helped along by some awesome rocket shoes, and a bucket of deadly chaos powers.
By channeling the potentially unlimited power of the Chaos Emeralds, Shadow can enhance physical attacks, heal over time, and strike with powerful energy blasts. And with the power of Chaos Control, he can warp through space and distort time, slowing it down to a crawl, or with enough power, freezing it completely.
He's got so much power, he can only contain it all with 2 inhibitor rings around his wrists. Unless he gets all 7 Chaos Emeralds, which he can use to transform into a Super Saiyan Shadow. Super
Yes,
Shadow, yeah.
that.
As Super Shadow, he is completely invulnerable, can move at the speed of light, and has unlimited access to the power of the Chaos Emeralds.
Enough power to stop the space colony Ark's collision with Earth, and to teleport a giant comet the size of a city. Assuming this rock is half hollow and using the density of concrete as minimum base, this black comet must weigh at least 915 million tons.
Okay,
Even
sure.
without his super form, Shadow is powerful enough to wipe out an entire alien fleet in one blast, fast enough to reach hypersonic speeds, and strong enough to play tug-of-war with a giant space monster who is so big he uses a planet a tenth the size of our moon as a chair. Naturally, when you've got this much power,
Okay.
you're probably a cocky dick.
Yes, Shadow is excessively overconfident in his abilities. Also, he has a terrible memory.
This guy has spent most of his life wondering who the hell he is. And even when he does remember, he usually winds up losing his memories later anyway. To
Dang
be
it.
fair, if I fell from outer space and all I lost were my memories, I'd consider it a really good day.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
all things
I lose
considered.
them from just falling over at the bar.
That's probably not because of the fall. Also, we can't forget that the Super Shadow form only lasts so long.
Then again, when you move at light speed and have control over space and time, who cares
You
about
don't.
time?
Yeah, you don't really
Not
need.
usually a problem
as much.
for the ultimate life form.
Many years ago, Professor Gerald Robotnik endowed me with the power of chaos control.
Ah.
A normal creature like yourself doesn't stand a chance against me.
Okay.
All right, the combatants are set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
It's time for a death battle!
And pause. All right, let's talk about this death battle then. So far, what I think of it. Well. Okay, like I said at the beginning, I don't want to state at, like too soon who I think is going to win, but watching it, I can't help but think that one of them is going to win. I don't have as many questions about how, Okay, I guess where to begin. It seems to me like Shadow has more going for him, therefore I guess I could say that he's going to win. But why do I think that? Well, it seems like overall he's more powerful. We know that, at least I think it's very safe to say, maybe not, but I think it's safe to say that, in general, Shadow is a lot faster than Mewtwo. I think it's safe to say that, right? They can both teleport, but from what I've seen of Shadow, I think that he can teleport more often. Maybe not more precisely, but definitely more often, and he gets his target. I'm thinking back to that one clip they showed of him, beating up the generals and everything. Yeah. So, I really only know his strength compared to humans, that scene again where he's just punching guys, where you don't need superhuman strength in order to knock people out if you're having that kind of momentum or whatever behind you. I guess I don't know if you actually carry any momentum with teleportation. I guess it depends on the source, but it didn't look like he had to be too strong in order to take them out. And I don't know how that strength would compare to knocking out Mewtwo, because we do know that Pokemon can handle a lot more than humans could. If you just look at the way they fight. If Pokemon turned on humans, that would suck. I think that's actually in Pokemon Conquest, a video game, right? I don't know. I don't remember too well. I played it briefly, but I don't remember. Anyway, so yeah, I do think the Shadow's going to win. Just in general, he seems faster. I can't say if he's stronger or not. I do think that Mewtwo has more abilities, so I think that Mewtwo has more versatility, but just with Shadow's speed and strength, I don't think that is enough to, cover it up. because it seems like Mewtwo going to like Mega Mewtwo Y would kind of catch him up to Shadow in some ways, but then Shadow has Super Shadow, in which, you know, well, I mean, he could always kind of stop time. But essentially, if you're moving at the speed of light, like, you do stop time. That is essentially how speed of light and everything works, right? If I'm not mistaken about my science, I thought that's how it worked. So if he can already have, like, Chaos Control to, like, really, stop or just really slow time, and then he has light speed when in super form, it seems like Mewtwo is not going to be able to handle it. I did think that Mewtwo had some really impressive feats. I mean, his telekinesis and everything, his psychic, is already really powerful. He does have recover. Shadow, I saw had something like Shadow Heal, though, which I don't think they covered out loud, like verbally, but I assume that would also heal Shadow. Shadow has this inhibitor rings because he's that powerful, so who knows what he could do if he takes those off, you know, that kind of thing. It probably was in one of the games, but I don't remember it right now. And then, oh, I had another thing I was going to say. Right, Mewtwo, one of the things I thought was really cool was how he apparently caught a Hyper Beam from someone. I didn't see who. And we do see that Mewtwo, you know, like, he got penetrated doubly by Deoxys, and that was cool. But, you know, Shadow, he did survive an impact from space. That's saying a lot, you know, that's going through re-entry, not burning up, and then hitting the ground at that speed and surviving, like, just getting up, right? Yeah, sure, there is such a thing as terminal velocity. It would differ for a hedgehog, I'm sure, like Shadow, than it would for us, but it is a thing still. But he would be going very fast, you know? Like, skydivers don't start from space, and if you fell, you're probably gonna die. Like, you'd be going really fast, and yeah. So, just saying that Shadow, it seems like Shadow overall is more durable, definitely faster. I don't know if he's physically stronger or his abilities are necessarily stronger, but I think that with being able to, like, control time the way he does, being able to teleport around, that kind of thing, I think that he has the upper hand. What I think might turn it in Mewtwo's favor would be his versatility, the fact that maybe he might mess with Shadow's memories, because they did point out that Shadow often forgets, and that Mewtwo can specifically wipe bits of memory that he chooses, like even over a wide area of people instead of just one, like Shadow. But I don't know exactly what changing his memories would do, because he can't change memories, he can wipe memories, and really the only memory that sticks out in my mind is the fact that he's good now because he remembered what Maria asked him to. I don't know if making him bad really would, you know, make Mewtwo win the fight. So, overall I'm going to say I think Shadow's going to win this. I want Mewtwo to win, I do, and maybe I'm trying to find ways for him to win. And I hope that he does. If I'm wrong, I will be glad for it. But I think that Shadow's going to win. So, with that, let us resume with play. Yeah, we're gonna watch. I love you too, baby. Just reaching up my chair, you know. It's a kitty kitty. Where you going, Shadow? Oh snap, it's Mewtwo. Ah, that's what you're doing. Get away! Okay, so Shadow is paranoid about Zubats taking his emerald.
You are not welcome here.
Mewtwo's protecting
Leave
other
this
Pokemon.
place.
Or the emerald itself.
What's your problem, freak?
I know not its name, but it is black, red, and very annoying.
Yeah, what's your problem? Yeah. Oh. He actually redirected that. That's cool. Good spoon.
This'll stop you!
Another gem? What's he doing?
Chaos!
I must know. No!
Control!
Well, that sucked, but... So he just wanted the emerald. He didn't want to do more while time was frozen. Oh, he has all of them now. Okay. You're going super really early on. Maybe that means
Good
Mewtwo will
try,
win then.
monster, but you're done!
Too much.
Okay, so he did change to Mega.
Chaos!
Not this time.
Control!
What just happened? Did he wipe his memory? But about what? That's not a-
Maria. Wait, where am I? Oh my god, I'm glowing! Why am I glowing?
Sayonara.
Oh! Ow! Awesome! Okay!
You know, Wiz, when we started Death Battle, I don't think we ever expected to see someone die by spoon.
Nope.
Yeah, Shadow may have had the advantage in pure speed and power, but this time, Brain defeated Brawn.
Cool.
Mewtwo got the rundown on all Shadow's abilities simply by reading his mind, giving it the knowledge it needed to counter or avoid crazy powers like Chaos Control.
Ultimately, there was nothing really stopping Mewtwo from just taking over Shadow's mind, and its impressive durability and healing power bought it enough time to do so.
Cool.
Pretty hard to win a fight when your opponent can make you forget what you're doing and who you are in an instant.
Shadow has been mind controlled before, and has always relied on outside help to recover. Even while Super Shadow was physically invulnerable, this form didn't protect his mind.
Gotcha.
Like that time he fell
Only
from space,
physically.
and then the worst game ever happened.
Yeah, Shadow was gonna lose, sooner or later.
The winner is Mewtwo.
Yay, Mewtwo! Claps for Mewtwo. Next time.
Next time on Death Battle.
Oh.
Hey. Yeah? You ever wonder who'd win in a fight between Carolina and the Meta? No, only hopeless nerds on the internet care about that kind of crap. Yeah. Why do you think I'm asking you?
Oh.
Just picture it. It'd be totally badass.
Hey guys, I'm Chad. I play Boomstick.
Hi.
And I play Wiz. And
Hi.
next time on Death Battle, we've got something very special planned. So stay tuned. We'll be announcing it shortly.
Okay.
Oh, I'm so excited. In the meantime, you guys can watch a show that Brian and I work on called Who Is? It's tons of information about characters that have had a bunch of history, but really quick and fun.
Oh, cool.
And of course,
You can go check that out, guys.
Screw Tech First members can always watch Death Battle and DBX along with a plethora of other stuff early. So be sure to click the link below and sign up if you haven't already. Plus, you get awesome stuff like 5% merch discounts. It's great. You can
5%,
actually get a
guys.
30-day free trial by clicking the link. So do it. See you guys soon.
Okay, y'all can do that, of course, if you want. And there we go. Okay, well, time then to close this page, and let's talk about this death battle. So, as we all saw, I was wrong. Shadow lost and Mewtwo won. I am surprised, but based upon the conclusion, it also made sense to me, and I'm quite happy, because, you know, while I do like both Shadow and Mewtwo as characters, I prefer Mewtwo. So, you know, like I said, I wanted him to win, and I was trying to think of ways, but I just didn't think of the right ways. And so, what makes sense to me about their conclusion is that, I was trying to think, like, what and it's funny to think about this, because during my, you know, prediction bit, I was like, I can't think of what he could erase from Shadow's memory that would make him, like, do worse in battle. Because I was really only thinking about, like, specific, like, past memories, not, like, within the last 10 minutes kind of memories. But he could just, like, wipe the whole thing, and then Shadow, yeah, blank slate. You know? And it makes sense, yeah, if you wipe their memory during a fight, they're just like, what am I doing here? Why am I hurting? You know? Where they might then go to that instinctual fight or flight thing, where then they'll fight back, but, you know, without knowing what's really going on. No, it makes sense. It makes sense, and I just did not think about that at all. One thing I didn't know about Mewtwo, which they probably said, or maybe it was just in the sidebar. Either way, I missed it / forgot it. Maybe Mewtwo did that on purpose. I don't know. But I knew that he could erase memories, particular memories. Hello, baby girl. I don't think that I knew that he could actually, like, read memories, you know? Like, maybe read, like, surface thoughts, but girl, I'm talking, but not, like, go back and actually, like, look through their mind, especially that quickly, you know, as quickly as Mewtwo did during the battle, to actually see, like, oh, this is what he's doing, this is how he's doing it, kind of thing. So, you know, it made sense enough to me where Mewtwo, then having read his mind, yeah, could kind of, like, see what was going on, predict what he might do next, and then wiping Shadow's memory from that point, so that the fight would kind of just stop, you know? it does make sense to me. So I do agree with them that Shadow is faster. Now I'm going to agree with them that he's stronger, because, you know, I wasn't sure. Mewtwo did have enough versatility, though, and his versatility actually is, I think, you know, a big part of what made him win with his different moves, and then just the key factors of being able to, like, alter his memory and see into Shadow's mind itself. So those are the two biggest things that I believe I missed, and I'm not disappointed. I thought this was a pretty fun death battle. I did think that it was very short. It seemed really short to me, like, really early on. I was like, wait, Shadow's already in super form? That means he might lose, kind of thing. And then, you know, Mewtwo went Mega Mewtwo, like, right there, too. But I still think this death battle was probably, it has to be one of the shortest, right? Otherwise, it's just been a while for me. And I was expecting longer. But I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Like, this death battle wasn't my favorite. But I didn't dislike it, you know? You know what I mean? Yeah. And I did think it was really funny when Shadow did lose his memory. He's like, why am I glowing? Or whatever. It was just amusing. And I assume they would have the same... Okay, to talk about this, I guess. I assume the Shadow had the same voice actor as Shadow versus Vegeta, or Vegeta versus Shadow, because I forget which order it was. I think Vegeta first, but I don't care. But I don't know for sure. I didn't think that the voice acting wasn't, like, a standout performance for me, but it was totally fine. Like, it didn't detract from it for me, but, like, looking back to Sweet Tooth versus Joker, Joker versus Sweet Tooth, whatever, I forget the orders. Like, that voice acting was really, like, phenomenal to me. Like, I'm like, oh, that's the Joker, and I didn't know Sweet Tooth, but at least with the Joker. And with these two characters, it was, again, where, like, I didn't think, wow, this is really awesome. Just, you know, it was there, and it was just fine is what I thought. So it didn't bother me, but it didn't, like, super enhance it where I'm... You know, kudos to the voice actors who did this. I don't mean anything bad against you, but it just didn't hit me as much as it did during Joker vs. Sweet Tooth, that kind of thing. As for the animation, I do think overall I prefer 3D death battles, but that's not to say that 2D death battles are bad or not fun in general. Like I said, I enjoyed this one. The animation was fine for me. I think, like, hand in hand with the length of it, like I said, it wasn't my favorite, but it was a good enough time. As for next time, I honestly don't know how I feel about that, you know? Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. One person in the comments, but that means like 100 people are going to. But I already forget the name, but the person that they're using, is that actually a character from Red vs. Blue? I did watch some Red vs. Blue back when I was in junior high, because that's like when it started. I remember, well, someone who sat next to me in my keyboarding class called me Caboose. That was fun. I think it was a term of endearment from him, so we're good. But yeah, if that's actually just a character from Red vs. Blue, I don't know how to feel about that exactly. Like, having Yang, you know, Yang Xiaolong from Ruby against Tifa, I thought that that was okay because, you know, Ruby was an established show, and I know that Red vs. Blue is too, but I guess it just feels weird because Red vs. Blue is built upon the Spartans that Halo created, you know? Where, like, it's kind of, you're just making your own fan characters for that show. You know, it's like, oh, this is Clarissa, and she is this. And, you know, like, a Spartan, but we're gonna give her our own attributes kind of thing. But then with Ruby, you know, they're making up their own system, their own world, and I don't know, maybe with Red vs. Blue, because again, I haven't watched it in a long time, they did move on and create things, but they're still clearly using Spartans, so I don't know. But I know nothing about that character, and I do have my hesitation with it. I guess I just want to see who the next time is. If they're gonna use what I essentially, again, consider a fan character, and that's not to demean that character. They can be a perfectly fine character, but it's just there's that distinction between, like, creating your own race and your own world or whatever, and then just, like, saying, this person's a Spartan, let me tell you their story, you know? So that's what I mean. I don't know if I want it to be another canon character from another game, but then again, I don't want there to start being a bunch of quote-unquote fan characters in, you know, Death Battle. But, hey, you know what? Why not sponsor Red vs. Blue? I guess that they, you know, working with Rooster Teeth now, Screw Attack and Death Battle, they might as well have some cross-sponsorship, right? So, I'd be fine, you know, to give them 3 weeks, you know, the time it takes to make a death battle, essentially, to just have a little bit of, you know, that cross-promotion kind of thing. But yeah, not super excited about the next one, but we'll see what happens. Let me know what you guys think about the next one. Let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments as well. With whatever you talk about, please be friendly. You are allowed to argue and have discussions and everything, but stay true to, like, actual argument. If you're not sure how argument works, you should take a class on it. But Saying this person should have won because they're my favorite is stupid, that's not an argument. Saying this person should have won because that's how I feel is stupid, that's not an argument. You know, just be good, be civil, don't... Oh, hello, Callie. Don't, you know, turn things into like little rage wars. See, this is Callie, she's adorable. You want to say something? No? Okay, just gonna step on stuff. But yeah, well, with that, we're calling it here. Cue outro, go! I did my outro.